If you got a large open basement, chances are you have these steel poles. You can't take them out. They hold up your house. You want to cover them up though, because they are ugly and unsightly. First thing you want to do is take a measurement. Find the widest part of that post, add an inch on each side, and that's going to be your inside measurement of this piece of wood. You're going to get 4 of them cut. The height from top to bottom minus 2 inches, so you have an inch gap on top, inch gap on the bottom, and you're going to want them cut 45-degree angles on each side. Now this inside measurement is going to create the cavity in which your posts sit. These angle cuts are going to help you create the perfect square to putting it together. Now once you get them cut, be very careful. These edges will be razor sharp coming from the shop. You're going to want to line them up afterwards, side by side, facing down, painted, prepped, and ready to go. The next step with these guys is going to require some masking tape. You're going to take that masking tape and you're going to place it half on each side so it's centered in the middle seam and cover them all the way down to the very end. Hey, I need that. Before taping, make sure your seams are perfect like mine. Just like that. Once you have the 3 lined up and perfectly straight, you can start putting your tape on, being sure that the tape is running right in the center of that seam all the way to the end. Just like that. And like that. Once you're done your taping, you're going to put on some gloves, grab these 3 boards, and gently and carefully, possibly with some help, turn them onto your back. Once you do, it's going to look just like this. Usually you would be taking this piece of wood, wrestling with it, trying to get the corners to line up. This way, all you have to do is seamless. Seamless. The next thing you're going to need is some wood glue. You're going to place that all along the seams here on both sides. Then you can fold up the boards. Make sure that they're nice and centered, no cracks in those seams there. And you're going to take your air gun and put a few nails and hold that solid. The nails are in and the glue's semi-dry. You got a pretty sturdy box going right there. You're gonna wanna peel that tape off all the edges and then put it on your pole. When you do, you're gonna need some shims at the top and at the bottom. Stiff enough so that you can move it, but not so stiff that it's immovable. Yeah, and then you're gonna wanna take your level, make sure that it's perfectly level on all sides, or close to it. Then we're ready to make this solid to the pole. Now, if only there was a product out there, something that we could just put in here, that would expand it. Did you say it? It's spray foam. You're gonna spray some spray foam in the top corners, in the middle, and along the bottom. I'll show you how to put that 4th panel in just a sec. So before we get started, I want to do a quick safety tip with you here. When you're using a can of spray foam, never twist the straw around the can. Always hold the straw facing away from you and turn the can into the nozzle. If you're turning this nozzle around while tightening it, you never know if it's going to be pointing at your face just as it makes contact. Safety first, kids. Here we are the next day. All the spray foam is cured and hardened. It's nice and solid in there, but the 4th one. Now to put in the 4th board, to make it just as secure as these guys, you're gonna wanna put some spray foam right across here. Now the problem is, this box is built a little bit large and the gaps are a little bit too wide for that spray foam to hold on to anything. So what you can do is take some tape and create some bridges. The bridges are just gonna be folded up piece of tape that's not touching your contact surfaces here, but it creates a little gully for that spray foam to sit on so it could expand right against the back of that board. So to create your tape bridges, you're just gonna take a wide piece of masking tape, stick it onto one side, past that contact area, bring it across taut, stick it on the opposite side, and that's all you need. Sticky side up, that's just gonna create a little holder for that spray foam while it expands and that board's pushing up against there. So to place in the 4th and final board, what you're going to want to do is put a little bead of spray foam across that bridge we created with the tape. have your board standing by right next door. Once that foam is placed and you're happy with how far out it's coming, you're gonna take that board, place it right over top, and we'll go to the next step. Now that we've driven some nails in there with the air gun, we've taken the clamps off and she's nice and solid. If you have any parts of the seams where you can see just a little bit of a seam break, you can use some wood glue to fill that in, sand it down when it gets hardened. Right, put the same trim on the top as I did on the bottom. I'm gonna go around now and fix any imperfections with a little bit of painter's caulking and then some touch-up paint after those holes are filled. And there you have it. Oh, echo. Here we have the finished pillars. Did some trim paint on the bases and on the top. Put the gray on to match up with the walls. Really happy with how they came out. I gave a quick sanding to the edges so they weren't so sharp. Sounds and feels super solid. Hope this video helped you guys out if you're doing a similar project. If you like the content, please leave a like. And if you really like the content, hope you subscribe. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next one.